Good morning, you guys. As you guys are coming in, I'm just going to set up a few things. But good morning. Thanks for joining in. Morning, morning, morning. Hey, Trina. Morning. Thank you for the hearts already. All right, I just wanted to set up a few things. I am going to talk, good morning. I'm going to talk about how to find blush for darker skin tones. And, sorry, I should have set this up already, but I did not. So we're talking about finding the right blush for darker skin tones, and then briefly I want to go over how to apply lipstick. We talked about it just for a smidge yesterday, but there was a question. There's a couple questions people asked that I wanted to answer today too. But first, let's talk about this blush. Actually, before we get started, if you guys could share with all your friends, there is a person on the bottom right corner. Click that person, and what that does is it shares with everybody, all your social media. So please share with your followers. I'd appreciate it. Also, I see the hearts going up already. That's awesome. Thank you so much. If you could, through the broadcast, just keep tapping the screen. What that does, it gives me hearts and helps me become a preferred artist here on Periscope. So I'd greatly appreciate that with you guys. So let's get started because we're starting a little bit later. On my face already, I've done my foundation, I've set it, I've done my eyeliner and applied lashes and filled in my eyebrows. I did that because I wanted to answer any questions that you guys had about blush, and I didn't want to take too much time. So, finding blush can be a task when you have a darker skin tone, just because you may feel like it doesn't always show up, or it's too pink, or maybe it made you look pale, or you know, it just didn't work for you. This is the same foundation as yesterday, except for I've put my setting powder on and I really haven't wiped it off quite yet. So when it comes to finding the right shade, what I find for me is that I usually tend to stick to pinkish tones or burgundyish tones. I've just started getting into like the bronzed and all of that. Now, this is my go-to, and this is Fever by MAC. And why I like it is because it shows up. I don't have to add a ton of blush for it to appear on my skin tone. But when you are looking for blush, a rule of thumb, generally, this isn't how it goes all the time, if you are a warm skin tone and if you are brown skin, 9 times out of 10 you have a warm undertone, you want to go with a cooler blush. So this would fall under the cooler blush category. The reason why you would do a cooler blush is because you want it to stand out from your skin. If you do something that's warm, then you'll notice that it just kind of blends into your skin tone. It doesn't really give you a ton of color. So I have a warm undertone, so I'm using a cool blush. Now let's talk about this palette here. So this palette is from Morphe Brushes, and it's 9B. And I want to say I spent like $15 on this palette. Now this palette has a lot of colors, some of them that I really don't use. This is a palette that I use on my clients that are on the fair skin tone side, but I will use this one occasionally. And I'll swatch it out for you guys on my arm. What I noticed is that this one right here, it really doesn't show up that much. It just gives me a nice, it just gives me, sorry, I'm reading comments. It just gives me like a nice light cover. Let's move on to this one. How can you tell cool from warm colors? So when you are choosing cool colors, you have to think of things that are associated with like winter and water. So cool colors are blues, purples, burgundies, things that have those tones in them. Warm colors are browns, they're oranges, you know, things that are associated with fire. And I know that might seem difficult, but as you start training your eye to see cool versus warm, it'll start making more sense to you. Like, let's see. Yeah. These right here, these are cool because this falls into the burgundy, like the winter, the fall colors. So let's show you this one. This right here, these are warmer tones. Falls under fire, red, oranges, yellows, things like that. All right, so let's talk about placement. So since we're talking about, I have a warm undertone, I want to have a cool, blush, which is going to be my favorite, Fever by MAC. And brushes to apply. So we talked about brushes being really dense, which means it has a lot of bristles inside the brush. That's the type of brush you want to use for putting on your blush. So these are my two brushes. This one right here is going to put the most amount of product on just because it has a lot of bristles. So whenever when you have a dense brush, and you know you're saying this is a dense brush, so it has a lot of bristles inside the brush, that's going to give you the most pigmentation. So this brush is going to pick up the most amount of product. That's why I always say do a little bit of product and keep building as you go. You don't want to dip into this and then put it on your face because then it's hard to blend in and make it match. Little bit of product as you go. This brush is also dense, but because the shape is not flat, if you can kind of see the shape, it's kind of rounded. This is going to be a really good blending brush. So this is going to put your product on there, and you're going to have to work a little bit harder to get rid of any line that you may have put here. But this one right here, since it's round, it's going to blend into, you know, your highlight even better. Old church lady, exactly. And we don't want it. We don't want that. Now, even though there's a misconception that since you may have darker skin tone that you need to apply a lot of blush, but really blush is just supposed to enhance, like bring, you know, a certain type of brightness to your face. It's really not supposed to be a focal point. Okay, it's supposed to just blend, because I see a lot of times when I'm going places, you know, women of color will have a ton of blush here. And it's not very flattering. You just want to have a little bit. And sometimes as you get started, if you're a beginner, what I do is, or what I used to do, is I will put my blush on and then I would take a picture and see, just because of the flash will make everything come to light. And if this was so strong and prominent, I know I've done too much, and I'll tell you guys how to correct that. So let's apply this one. I'm going to use my flat brush. And I'm tapping it on there. Good morning, Dana. Thanks for tuning in. I know you're on your way to work. So I'm going to pat the blush on first. So as I'm patting on, as you can see, there's just a little bit of color, right? And if I want more, I'll keep adding more. But you want to stop 2 fingers width away from your nose. Why? Because you don't want the blush to come all the way into your nose. You want it to just, when you're looking dead on, you want it to just slightly come right there. Okay? Just because blush all the way to here, just it wouldn't look good. So I tap it on. And I give a slight smile so I can see the apples of my cheeks. And then the next motion is circular, because you're blending into your contour. You're making sure you don't have any lines. And I'm doing this with the soft hand. So that means when I'm putting it on, I'm not rubbing it on hard. I'm just doing slightly. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate thank you so much for the hearts. So just a light blending. Then you could switch to this one and make sure you don't have any lines up there. If you were to have done your contour here, you're gonna do a figure 8 or your circular motion to blend your blush into your contour. Okay, so let's say that you've applied your blush and there's way too much on your blush, on your face. You put way too much blush on. Way to troubleshoot it is you can use your foundation brush. So I have all these foundation brushes. Or if you use a sponge, you can use that. Or if you use a beauty blender, you can use that. And all you're doing is you're gonna lightly tap. And what that does is it's picking up some of the color and toning it down. So it's picking up some of the powder. And you wouldn't add any more blush onto, I'm sorry, you wouldn't add any more foundation onto this sponge or onto this. You're just taking off some of the color. Okay, putting some more foundation just to tone it down. So if you've ever put too much blush on, that's how you would do it. Let's do the other side. So remember, we're just gonna pat it on. And to troubleshoot you from going closer to your nose, I always stop about right here, because when I blend, it comes forward. So we're patting it on, patting it on. So what blushes do you guys use on a daily? What are some of your favorites? I am in love with this MAC one. Have another one, Senna. It's called Senna. Or it's from Senna. It's called Incarnate. And blend it in. So let's talk about this right there. If you can see, I'll move in closer. This right in here, Iman. Oh, I don't think I've tried any of her stuff. Milani Romantic Rose is awesome. So this right here, you want to make sure your blush kind of goes into your hairline, but not too much. Mine is in a palette. I got it from... Oh, okay. That's awesome. I don't think I've tried Avon's blush. I haven't tried Avon in a long time. Milani is good and inexpensive. NARS. Yes, there is a way to see my past videos. So if you are new to Periscope and you've missed some of the videos, I have posted them on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, and it's Deandra Giselle is my YouTube channel. Makeup Geek. I haven't tried any Makeup Geek products. I need to try some of her stuff. You are welcome. Okay. Now let's talk about, so I did this on purpose. So what I did is, I don't know if you noticed, there's a little bit of blush here. Oh, her shadows are made. I'll have to try all of that. Okay, so what I did something a little different. So when you're putting on your foundation, you have to, or not your foundation, your blush, or anything with your makeup, you have to make sure that there's balance on your face. So what that means is that this side looks like this side. So what I did is I put a little bit of blush here, and I blended it out here. Then I put blush on this side, and it's a little bit too far. So if you notice, there's like an imbalance in my face, right? So what you're doing is you're gonna troubleshoot by taking whatever you use to put on your foundation. So it could be this, it could be this, it could be your beauty blender, and you're just gonna tap it out. Tap and pick up and make sure that there's balance on your face. It's really important that you have balance on your face so each side looks the same. Hello and good morning. Gentle by me. I'll have to, you guys are going to get me in trouble, all this makeup. If you have poor lighting in your home, then a lot of times I will, if you can't put it by a window, like my vanity is facing a window, so I can have natural lighting. If you don't have that, a lot of times you can get a lamp and put like the white natural light. I think it's called the white. I think it's called like natural light. Nothing with yellow. Make sure that it's white, and you can use that as your lighting. You want to make sure that you have even lighting on both sides. So when you're putting your lamp up and it's a white light bulb, you want to put it forward. So right in front of you. All right. So with blush, these are my two favorite brushes. This is what I use to apply blush. This is what I use to blend it out. So these are two of my favorite. This, you are welcome. This is from Coastal Scents. This brushes is out of their brush kit. I think the 22-piece one. And this right here, believe it or not, is from Costco. This is a Costco brand brush. I don't know if they have them anymore, but that's from Costco. So lastly, and we're gonna be a little short today, you guys. Lastly, I want to talk about applying lipstick, and the reason why is because it's fall, and so a lot of times we start switching to darker colors in our lipsticks. So I'm going to be using this one. This is called Vavoom from LA Girl. This was on Liz and I's dupe video. And it's a really pretty burgundy. So that's what it, there we go. That's the color of it. So yesterday we were talking about, just for a brief moment, how to apply your lipstick. So you have dark pigmentation. How do you apply? How do you cover? To be honest, the only way to cover the darker pigmentation is to put on your foundation. Or, I don't know if you guys seen, I forgot to look at the clown, what was it? The clown contour? Yeah, I forgot to look at that, so I'll look at that today. But, if you have darker pigmentation on your cheeks, you're going to have to put foundation on. Otherwise, whatever you put on, either the blush is not going to really show up, or it's, depending on the color you use, it might add to the darkness. Tapping. Oh, then I must have read that. I must have read that question wrong. Send the question again. Also, to get more pigment out of your blush, you want to yes. So the other thing too, I was looking, someone asked me about the red underneath, what is it called? Like using red lipsticks. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you, thank you. So people are using red lipsticks or something with the orange base, like they were telling you, to correct darker tones or darker marks on your face underneath the eyes or on the cheeks or wherever it is. But the products that they said were good. But if you don't have that, if you have a red lipstick that has a orange undertone, have a great day, Dana. You can use that to correct it, but then you have to put your foundation on after that, and then your concealer. Okay, so let's talk about our lips, and then we are heading out for the day. So, as always, I am using Chestnut Lip Liner, and it's by MAC. And I'm going to line my lips. You're welcome. You know what? I just have to say, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much, Wonder Woman. I appreciate your support. Yes, Dana. She's one of my clients. So, you are... So since I have fuller lips, when I apply my liner, I always make sure that I'm just above my normal lip line, just because I want to give the illusion of a smaller lip. If you don't have full lips, you can go above your lip line and it will give you an illusion of a fuller lip. So when it comes to lip liner, a lot of times you don't always have to spend your money and buy the exact lip liner that matches. Thank you, I appreciate it. You don't always have to buy the exact lip liner that matches your lipstick color. I usually go for neutral. So if I feel like whatever lip color I'm using is not going to be dark enough or it might be too light for my skin tone, I'll use Chestnut. If I feel like it matches, then I'll use Spice, and Spice is a little closer to my natural skin tone. You don't always have to use lip liner. Lip liner is used to stop bleeding. So if you're using a lip gloss or, you know, some of those liquid lipsticks and you feel like it moves and runs all over the place, that's one purpose for lip liner. All right, this is, like I said before, Vavoom from LA Girl, and this was $4, and I love this lipstick. And it has a matte finish. Now, when you're applying your lipstick, you want to make sure that you don't go past the lip liner. So, then you blend it in. Do those transfer? No, these are actually really good, the matte ones. I've only tried the matte from LA Girl. I have not tried, they have like a gloss collection. Haven't tried that one. My personal preference when it comes to lipsticks is that I prefer, when I'm using color like this, let's go. This is called Vavoom from LA Girl, and it's about $4.99 or $4. But for darker skin tones, I really feel like colors like this look good. Nudes are good. An email for ideas, deandragiselle@gmail.com. But when it comes to darker skin tones, when it comes to darker colors, I like to use matte colors. For some reason, I don't really like shiny lips when the colors are bright. So now I'm just blending in the lip liner, making sure that it's not visible. And then I'm gonna clean up my lip. And as I told you guys before, how you clean your lip. How you clean your lip is with concealer, a little bit of foundation and a little bit of concealer on your concealer brush, and you're just gonna go around your line and clean up anything that's fallen below your lip line or below where you've placed your lip liner. And every time you've wiped something off, cleaned something off, you do have to wipe your brush off. Okay, right on top here. Okay, so that is blush and lips for today. I did purchase my contour palette on eBay. Oh, the shade of the blush, where'd I put it? This is the shade of the blush called Fever. I did order my contour palette for $6.98 on eBay, so thank you so much. And the brushes that I use for that are these ones. The shape of your flat brush. Okay, so this is the flat brush, and this is from Coastal Scents. And I want to say that if you buy this brush by itself, I think it's like $3 or $4. And this, yes, this is called Fever by MAC. When adding shimmer to your lips, I think that a gloss looks good, and sometimes they have like the lipsticks or the gloss has a little bit of glitter in it. I think it's fine, but just make sure it's just a light. If you wanted to put it over your matte lipstick, just make sure it's a light layer. I think it draws a lot of attention to your lips, especially if your lips are really, really full. So I think sometimes... Oh, a gloss, yeah. So I think sometimes you can do a gloss, just make sure it's a light layer. The contour palette name, that is broken. And shout out to Miss Dana. She sent me something on Facebook on how to repair your broken palettes, and I want to try it. I'm a little scared because they said to add alcohol, and I'm a little scared of what it would do to the product, but I'm going to try it once my other palette comes in. But this is City Color Contour Effects, and this is, no, it's not deep. They have two of them. This is City Color Contour Effects, and then they have City Color Contour Effects 2. The number 2, that one is for lighter skin tones. So you just want the one by itself, their very first one, if you have a darker skin tone. Tomorrow we will be talking about the lipstick can be drying if I don't apply some type of moisturizer beforehand. So it can be drying, yes. All matte lipsticks, that's why you should really exfoliate your lips and make sure you put chapstick on. Yes, from eBay I got the City Color contour palette. It hasn't came in yet. I got it yesterday, so it hasn't came in yet. Tomorrow we're talking about how to match your foundation. So when you're going to the drugstores, when you're going to the makeup counters, how to match your foundation for yourself and know that the person helping you really knows what they're talking about. So we're gonna break that down, and then I am gonna go over wing liner without using tape. So those are the two things that we're going over tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll be here 7 to 7:30 a.m. Wake up to makeup. And if you guys have any lip liner for Magma. Whoa, using dark eyeshadow. I would definitely get the palette because it's inexpensive and it works well. What was I telling you guys? If you guys have any topics that you would like to see, please email me at deandragiselle@gmail.com. And Scotty's putting it up there for you guys already. So you guys can email me and with any topics, and I'll be sure to get to them. If you happen to miss any previous Periscopes, not all of them are on there, but you can, after the 24 hours, you can see them on my YouTube channel, which is Deandra Giselle. I have other YouTubes. He is amazing. I have other YouTube tutorials. I just posted the no makeup look. Wonder Woman, that's funny. So please check the YouTube channel out. Send me comments. If you guys tried any of the looks that we discussed, please tag me on social media or email it to me. Either or. I appreciate you guys so much. If there's no other questions, we're gonna log off for the day. I will post final look on Instagram. And you can follow me on Instagram, which is Deandra Giselle on all social medias. You guys have a great day. Bye. I will see you guys tomorrow, 7 a.m. Bye, you guys.